Discuss overview of analog links and carrier to noise ratio in optical communication. The overview is that it is more advantageous to transmit information in analog form instead of first converting it to a digital format. Some example of this are microwave multiplex signal, subscriber loop, application video distribution, antenna remoting, and radar signal processing. Implementing an analog optical fiber system, the main parameters one needs to consider are the carrier to noise ratio, bandwidth, signal distortion resulting from nonlinearity in the transmission system. In an analog system, a carrier to noise ratio is used. The analog signal can be then sent using one of several modulation techniques. The simplest form for optical fiber links is direct intensity modulation. This is done by using a standard amplitude modulations, frequency modulations, phase modulation techniques. The basic element of analog links and the major noise contribute is shown in figure. This is the electrical analog input signals which is applied to the optical transmitters, where we consider harmonic distortion, intermodulations, ring and laser clipping. After that, the signal is applied to the optical fiber channels, where we consider the modal distortions, attenuations and GVD. After this, signal is applied to the optical amplifier, where ASC noise is considered, and then finally applied to the optical detector, where we consider different types of noise: short noise, thermal noise, amplifier noise, FPT noise, and finally we have to calculate the carrier to noise ratio, and lastly we get the electrical analog output signal to radio frequency receiver. In the receiver, the primary issue of concern is its noise performance. The principal noise is source are quantum and thermal noise and amplified noise, etc. In an analog system, a carrier to noise ratio analysis is used instead of signal to noise ratio analysis. Since the information signal is normally superimposed on a radio frequency or a carrier to noise ratio. The carrier to noise ratio is given as carrier power upon source plus photodiode plus amplifier plus intermodulation noise. The first three noise terms are important. The intermodulation factor arises when the multiple message channels operating at different carrier frequencies are set simultaneously over the same fiber carrier power. The source acts as a square law device so that the envelope of the output optical power PT has the same form as the input drive current. If the time minus varying analog driver signal is ST, then PT is equal to PT1 plus MST, where PT is the optical output power at the bias current level and the modulation index M is defined by equation 54 in terms of optical power. The modulation index is given as M is equal to P upon P, where P and PT are defined in figure 1. Equal value of M for analog application range from 0.25 to 0.5. For a sinusoidal received signal, the carrier power C at the output of the receiver is given this diagram, where R naught is unity gain, responsibility of the photodetector, M is the photodetector gain, and P is the average received optical power. This is shown figure. Photodetector pre-amplified noise. The total mean square detector noise current can be written as I square by IN square IDS square. Mean is I3 mean square value of quantum noise current, mean square value of bulk direct current, mean square value of surface direct current or surface equal current. We shall assume the amplifier input impedance is much greater than the load resistance, so that its thermal noise is much smaller than the RQ. The mean square thermal noise is given as 4 kTB upon RQ FT, where FT is noise factor of preamplifier. Relative intensity noise, the source noise is given as the last ring, which measured in dB per hertz is defined as del L square per PL square, where DLP square is the mean square intensity function of the laser output and PL average laser light intensity. Hence, carrier to noise ratio for a single channel AM system is given as C by N equal to 1 by 2 M R naught MP square upon again R naught P naught square B square 2Q IP of the ID. Limiting condition. Let us now let us some limited condition. When the optical power level at the receiver is low, the preamplifier circuit noise dominates the system noise. In this case, the carrier to noise ratio is directly proportional to the square of the received optical power. So therefore, each 1 dB variation in received optical power will be changed by 2 dB. For well-designed photodiode, the bulk and surface direct currents are small compared to the short quantum noise. For intermediate optical signal level as a receiver, thus at the intermediate power levels, the quantum noise term of the photodiode will dominate the system noise. In this case, the gate noise ratio will vary by 1 dB for every 1 dB change in the received optical power. If the laser has a high ring value so that the reflections noise dominates over other noise terms, then the gate noise will become this. It is constant. In this case, a performance cannot be improved unless the modulation index is increased. This is your CNR as a function of received optical power. Thank you. And if you see this diagram, the received optical power versus the carrier to noise ratio, they for a ring, the value is obtained at 58 and the curve is flat, and there is a suddenly change for quantum noise limit, and the lowest value is for received for noise limit, and the value is rises from total CNN 58 to minus 16. So highest value of carrier to noise ratio is 58 and lowest value is minus 16. Similarly, which the limits is given as 1 by 2 mm square upon Rn. This is constant. In this case, the performance cannot be improved unless the modulation index is increased. So, if you increase the modulation index, the performance is also increased with the same point of view. Thank you.